Welcome back. I do have the opportunity, privilege, and pleasure now to visit with the folks from Milestone Financial, Building Rural Wealth. Amy Shipley. Amy, how are you?
I'm doing good, Aaron. Thank you.
Nice to see you. How you been? It's been a while since we've had
It has been a little while since I was out here. Yeah.
And also we have with us Ashleigh Franco. Yes. I still want to go back. It's Ashleigh Franco. What's it been? A year?
It's
2
been
years?
a year, yeah. Just over a year.
The longevity risk. Okay, set this up for me a little bit. Amy?
Okay, so the longevity risk, well, you know that today people are living longer
Yes.
than they ever have.
Mhm.
And what we find is not everybody's retirement plans were built around living into your 80s and 90s. So the longevity risk means the risk of outliving your money.
We are living longer. What does that mean then for retirement? Amy? It means what?
Well, it means that you're going to need income for a longer period of time, and that you're going to be exposed to inflation for a longer period of time, and you may have to plan for unexpected health care costs for longer. So it's really both a blessing and a planning challenge.
Absolutely. Okay, so what are some of the risks that come with the longer retirement, Ashleigh?
Yeah, most obvious is just outliving your savings. And then the sneaky one that we often talk to people about is that inflation eroding your buying power.
Sure.
So kind of an example of this. So $100,000 today, in 20 years at just a flat 3% inflation rate, you're going to need $180,000 to get the same stuff you would today.
Wow.
So that inflation is a silent and huge killer.
Absolutely.
So then we think about, okay, I'm just going to park all of my money in my checking account or savings account, maybe earn 1-2%. Well, effectively, you're losing money over the long term.
Absolutely.
Other big concerns comes up with prolonged either market ups or downs, especially downs over a long period of time, especially if you retire and then there's like a 5-year time when the markets just don't perform or kind of underperform. That can affect your overall plan and compounding tremendously. The other one Amy had mentioned was the rising healthcare expenses and potential long-term care costs. So over like the past 20 years, healthcare has risen 47% over the past 20 years. So significantly increased, and that usually increases at a higher inflation rate than your groceries or gas and all those other stuff. And longevity interacts with other risk, but it just simply amplifies them. They make them a little more apparent. So another way to think about it is if you live to 95, that's nearly 30 years of groceries, taxes, utilities, medical bills you all have to worry about in retirement. It's basically a second adulthood.
Absolutely. It's exciting. It's great. Everybody wants to live longer in retirement. Because we all want to retire and have that great 25, 30 years of retirement. Awesome.
Yes.
But that means you have to really plan and stretch that money, right, Ashleigh?
Yeah, and the risk isn't just running out of money. It's kind of outliving your financial plan. So if you schedule a plan might look great if you schedule to die at 70.
I'm not scheduling that right now. I'm not going to schedule that appointment at all. But anyway.
And that is really right. No one knows when their name's going to be called.
Right.
But that is the biggest factor of financial planning. If you pass away tomorrow, you probably have enough money.
Yeah.
If you live another 30, 40 years, probably won't. So that's kind of where that financial plan really comes into play, and looking at, hey, retirement strategies today that can affect being able not to outlive your money, put some protection behind you in place. And the other one is, hey, creating that built-in flexibility and possibly that longer retirement.
Okay. So it's kind of a shifting mindset in retirement then, right, Amy?
Right. It's really not just about getting there. It's about managing the journey. If you think about the old model, it used to be, okay, I'll retire at 65. I'll maybe live 10, 15 years, and that's all I really need to plan for.
Yeah.
But we really have to shift now. Our new reality is that you're probably going to live even 20 to 30 years. And like Ashleigh mentioned, it's almost a second adulthood. If you break your, stages into 30-year chunks.
Oh, yeah.
Well, retirement is a whole chunk that you have to manage for. And a lot of people really haven't thought about that until they get to that age. And so a few things that you really want to think about when you're getting into retirement and to think more about is, how can I sustain 30 years of withdrawals?
Right.
Yep. Do I need to adjust how much I take out? Do I need to work a little longer? It's just kind of about being flexible and planning. And another thing is, don't think of retirement as an end. Think of it as a whole new chapter of life that really needs its own strategy.
I think that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what are some of those strategies we need to think about, Ashleigh?
Yeah, kind of budgeting and spending awareness. So those first 5-10 years of retirement, we call those go-go years of retirement. You got those trips, you got pre-planned, and you're going to go, and you're probably going to spend a little bit more than you have while you were working, or you're just are going forward. But flip side is, hey, is that going to be sustainable long term? And figuring out what type of withdrawal rate, like Amy had mentioned, is truly sustainable on your portfolio to allow it to keep growing. The other key one is kind of layering those income sources. So Social Security is a huge part of many people's retirement plans. Pensions, savings, retirement accounts, and part-time work. These all kind of interact together, and while most people will make it work either way, there's a lot of ways to make it way more efficient, both taxes, withdrawal strategies, just to kind of all make it look seamlessly. And then the other one is, hey, how can we protect against inflation? Whether that's diversified investments, growth-oriented strategies, and how do we balance growth with income?
Okay. Healthcare, what do we need to think about there?
Yeah. So you're over 65, so now you're on Medicare, and Medicare has lots of changes always coming down. So how you manage your Medicare supplements, whether those keep going up, if you earn too much, how do you manage those IRMAA surcharges? And the real thing is, again, flexibility. No one size plan fits all. It's figuring out what does your individual goals and objectives look like, and how can we make your money accomplish that.
Ashleigh Franco with us, and Amy Shipley from Milestone Financial, Building Rural Wealth. So how do you time all this, Amy? Because if you take Social Security earlier or later, do I work a couple more years? How do I put all that together?
Well, it's interesting, Aaron, before I started working at Milestone Financial Group and sitting in some of the meetings that we have with our clients, I guess I was really naive about what you need to understand as far as when you turn on your Social Security. Yeah. And we have a lot of conversations with people because it's not something you think about until you're ready to retire. But Social Security, you can claim it at age 62, depending on your age. But if you do that before your full retirement age, which for me would be about 67, I'm taking a permanent reduction in how much Social Security I'll earn the whole time that I'm getting Social Security. So really having discussions about, okay, when do I turn on my Social Security? And if a spouse comes into the picture, you want to even consider who might want to work longer and delay Social Security, because in a married couple, the spouse that has the higher earnings gets to claim it when one of them passes away.
Right.
A lot of things that I didn't know, and I'm sure most people that aren't thinking about retirement don't know. So talking to somebody about how to time when you turn on Social Security is really, really important. You just might want to plug those numbers into a plan with somebody and see, okay, is my retirement nest egg going to last until I'm 90 if I spend a lot in the go-go years? And that's something that we can help with at Milestone Financial Group, too.
There's and like you've said many times, there's no one size or one exact way to do it. Everybody's different.
Everybody's different, and everybody's situation is different. So it really, it really helps to talk to somebody that specializes in retirement before you're there to do a lot of pre-planning.
Absolutely. So one of the things, Ashleigh, you've mentioned being flexible.
Yes.
Let's say resilience. Or resilience. How do you build resilience into your plan?
Yeah. So the great place to start is just stress testing your plan. So whether that's like the Monte Carlo simulation, we run 1,000 trials of, hey, at this exact scenario, what's going to happen? What's the success probability of you making it to retirement? Or through retirement, I should say.
Right.
Hey, and then what tweaks can we make to make that success look a little bit better? We like to always frame it as a positive note. It's an opportunity. So it's more time with family, community, and purpose. And planning well means you get to be prepared and enjoy those years in advance.